The Great Ace Attorney. What's up with short Herlock Sholmes? If there's one thing they're used to do in the Ace Attorney series, it's name changes. The game's pony monikers get reworked in different countries, ensuring every player gets all the intended meaning out of it. The Great Ace Attorney leaves many names than same. Many we get a Naruhodo and a lead for the first time, but there's one name in particular that's surprisingly different. The world's greatest detective and a notably public domain character shows up at the games, and he's called Herlock Sholmes. What's happened here? The copyright situation. Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes is, at this point, in the public domain. That means intellectual property rights don't apply for one person or another, and anybody can use or adapt them. This applies largely to older books, especially classics. Some works in the public domain includes Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, The Picture of Dorian Gray, and The Adventure of Sherlock Holmes. So having the world's greatest slot showing up in The Great Ace Attorney isn't surprising. Heck, he could go publish a Sherlock Holmes book right now. So why the change? Well, it's not that simple. And not so firm hand. While Sherlock Holmes and his surrounding characters are up for grabs, that's only true to a point. Netflix fans will recall that Enola Holmes got dinged by the Dole instinct because, let's see, Holmes with Emotions is copyrighted, or something like that. It seems funny, but there's actual something to this. Later, Sherlock Holmes stories are not in the public domain. In particular, stories that show him graduating from his cold, calculating persona into the somewhat kinder side, so as ridiculous as it sounds. It comes down to this: Nice Sherlock is copyrighted, Emotionless Sherlock isn't. Considering it's got a softer side and the Great Ace Attorney, that means this Holmes infringes on copyright in certain regions. Thus, the name change, if you think this sounds absolutely wild, is because it is. Sholmes, a history. That said, the name Herlock Sholmes had its own pedigree, and technically is a literal character in his own right. In 1906, French author Maurice Leblanc published a short story, Sherlock Holmes Arrives Too Late, in which Dole's character meets Arsène Lupin, yes, the one whose grandson has tons of sports jackets. The Time Library stars cross paths again in the later story, but Leblanc was told to change Holmes' name, and thus the very transparent Herlock Sholmes was born. So translations get a bit fancier, reworking the name as Holmlock Shears. Sholmes also makes an appearance, and Code realized Guardian of the Rebirth, alongside other visionary interpretations of Victorian literary characters, including Lupin. But it can be argued to be a separate character. We all know Herlock Sholmes basically just means Sherlock Holmes, but the Doyle's estate said no. The Great Ace Attorney comes out on the West on July 27. Which characters are you most excited to meet?